Okay. I think it's really funny. Whoever just joined us, I think it was Jaden, is going to join us, and he's going to hear you guys all crying like babies. Okay, and I see wah in the chat. Wah. Okay, here we go. Next noise. Ready? Oh, sorry, I typed it wrong. Phone ringing. Go.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, there's all sorts of new sounds for your phone now, huh? Who can do their mom's phone ringtone? It's a vibrator. the vibrating noise. Ding ding ding. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, next noise. Here we go. We're making noises. You can either type the sound or you can make the sound or both. Here's a good one. I want to hear if people do this one. Bubble wrap popping. Can anybody do that thing with your mouth? Somebody's got a good pop.
Wait.
I can't ever do that. I've seen people do it. It kind of hurts. Well, there you go, Lulu. You've got the perfect. Oh, good popping. Very nice popping. You guys are good at popping. All right, next noise. Here we go. This is a loud one. Fire siren. Pa, 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 pa. I like zongs. Pa, pa, pa. Okay, next noise. Here we go. I just watched, I can't remember quite the name of it, but it's a new animated movie last night about this family against the machines. So let's hear you guys.
I watched that. I watched
Mitchell's versus the Machine.
Yeah, it was cute. Mitchell's versus.
It's really good.
I watched that this week.
Did you watch the movie? Can you type with robot voice? Can.
How do you say
Hello.
Hello, I am the robot.
No, Jaden just said no.
I can create.
Okay, the robot voice was hard.
I will destroy you.
I do a robot voice all day.
Friends, oh, you do? Why, Kavai?
I play with my friends and
Good, Joey.
Ray
Okay.
has a robot voice.
Get ready for our next one. Here we go. Oh, a robot, I will destroy you. Next one is a cat purring. Not meowing, purring. You gotta do it. Sounds like- Let's do a cricket. Try a cricket. Pretty well. Crickets are hard. They always say chirp, chirp, but they don't really say, unlike they type it, chirp, chirp. All right, next one. Slurping a drink.
Anna's good.
Yeah, I like the slurp, slurp. Okay, next one. Talk like Donald Duck. Can anyone type like that? That hurt. Okay, next one.
My friend Dad's a movie at that.
Make a noise like a gunshot.
That's gonna break
Nice. This one we're gonna do with our hands only, no mouths, no typing. Take your hands, unmute yourself, and rub them together. Insane. You don't like that
Hands
sound?
are catching on fire.
Part of the
Hands are catching on fire.
Okay, friends, well done. Let's mute everybody.
What?
Unmute me. Am I unmuted? Yes. Okay.
Excuse
I don't
me.
very often use that.
Why are the breakout rooms open?
Because I open them for the end of the day. I just do that just to make it like that. Is anybody in there? Hopefully not. Don't go to the breakout rooms. I can close them. If you would prefer, I'll close them. There we go. All right, friends. Good morning. It is Monday. We're going to start by doing some business. And the first and most important after I muted all of you is for all of you to unmute and get out your instruments and untune your voices. Get your voices all out of tune and make sure your timing is a horrible birthday song. Okay? Rhina, where are you? I have to highlight you. There we go. You're kind of in the water. Here we go. Okay, a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Many more. Rhina, what are you going to do for your birthday today?
So I think my mom is early. We might go to some place, and that's all I know so far.
You don't really know. Is it a surprise?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, happy birthday. Joining the ranks of the 10-year-olds, right? Awesome. How many of our class here? Let's do this. If you are already 10 in our class, if you're not 10, so if you're 9 or 11, no, if you're 11, you can keep your screens on. But if you're still 9, turn your screen off for a minute. Let's see who's left. Who is still 9? Turn off your screen. Lulu, Kavai, Zong, Nora, are you guys 9?
No.
Well, look, almost everybody is 10 now.
I'm almost 10 though.
We only have a couple kids who have birthdays. Okay, good to know. Gagana, are you still 9?
No.
You're 10. Well, your screen is black for some reason, but it's that weird black that it does sometimes. I don't know why your screen does that. All right, I'm going to change the chat to just me. And let's see. Alaya, did you prepare a weather report for us today? Alaya, are you here? Might not be here. I think she's not here. Okay. And I don't think we had anybody sharing today. Is Lily here? I don't know if you want to ask about sharing today, Lily, but I don't see Lily right now. Does anybody see Lily? I thought she was here earlier, but I don't see her now.
Yeah, she's definitely.
Okay. Well, I don't see her right now, so we'll just wait until tomorrow to talk about that. Okay. This week, we have a new mod starting in English. And here's the thing I want to ask you to do, you guys. I know it's near the end of the year. I know you're getting tired. We just had a break from Florida Virtual last week. I'm promising you this is your last module. So please take your time with it. Go through it carefully. Read all of the assignments. Go through all the pages. And then this is the last one, okay? Emily's like, yes. You look like you're doing one of those, what are those things called? GIFs? Because you're doing it over and over again. I'm like, so please don't blow it off. Please do your best on it. It's the last thing I'm going to be looking at when I meet with you for your end of the year conference that you and I are going to have to talk about how the year went and how you think you're doing as a student. So I'd like it to be something you're proud of. At this point, nobody is behind. So if anybody is behind and is trying to catch up on old units, please switch to doing this one, unless you're doing a different curriculum altogether, which is fine. You're on your own for that. But I would like you to do your best. This unit asks you to write a story. It's a fiction story that you get to make up about a superhero power that you get to have. So that's fun. And that story will be due in 3 weeks. Now, a warning. We've learned this year that Florida Virtual doesn't always make every stage of these stories or essays due, right? So this one is really that way. And I think what they're trying to sort of test you on is how good have you gotten at being able to manage your time and make sure that you get a project done, even when they don't have little deadlines all along the way. So this is a challenge for you because it's not going to make you do it until the end. So you can blow it off to the end and then be like, ah, or you can push yourself to do it at each stage and then be all like, yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, Clara.
When is this story finally due?
At the end of the unit, which I think is in 3 weeks. Usually they give you 3 weeks. So this week is all about planning it. Next week we'll be writing it. And the final week we'll be finishing it and editing it. Okay, so they pretty much do it on a 3-week cycle. In my own classroom, I do a 4-week cycle because I don't tell you what to write the way they do. So the first week is about generating and coming up with ideas for that kind of writing. And then you have the choice of what you write. And then it's the same style where you spend a week planning, a week writing, a week revising. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And in math, we're kind of speeding up. I'll tell you, that has to do with 2 things. One thing is, for some reason, up until now in the year, they've pretty much given you a day for the lesson and a day for the assignment. I don't know why, but now they're shorter lessons and they're asking you to do the lesson and assignment in one day. So this week you have 5 math assignments. 5. That's a lot. So if you're used to 2, you're going to have to speed it up. Don't think that you can spend the whole day just reading the lesson and then the next day doing the assignment, because you're going to see on the schedule when you look at the week at a glance that it's got an assignment a day for math this week. And I think next week too. So if you get behind, it would be a problem. We're also starting to skip some of the assessments and the reviews and things because we need to get through all the math this year. With most topics, it doesn't really matter if you cover all the curriculum because you're just learning how to think. And math's that way too, except for it's helpful to have seen, at least been exposed to the type of problems that are out there. So I want to make sure we get through the whole math curriculum. All right, so that's the deal with math. So this week and next week, we are doing 2 things that we are required to do by law. Today's lesson is called Erin's Law. Does anybody know what that is? Has anybody ever heard of that before? Did anybody's parents talk to you about it? Yeah, a little bit? Okay. So there's this woman named Erin, and she was a person who, as a child, starting when she was 5 years old, she was sexually abused by people that she knew. And the thing is, these people lied to her and told her, if you tell anyone, you're going to be in huge trouble. I'm going to come and I'm going to hurt you and I'm going to hurt your family. And so she was so scared she didn't tell anybody. And at school, she said they did bus drills to keep you safe on the bus. They do earthquake drills, but nobody ever talks about abuse with kids. And it's kind of like, people are embarrassed by it and feel shame about it. And so the problem with that is, that keeps everybody silent, which helps the bad guys who are doing these things, right? Because the truth is, what happens if a kid tells? A whole lot. I know one of my relatives, one of my nieces, who her grandfather did this to her. And she told, and within one time telling, he was gone from her life. She didn't ever have to put up with that again. Nothing happened to her family. She was safe from then on. So we've got to get kids to know that they can tell. So this woman was really upset about this as an adult. She grew up and she wanted to help make sure that kids in school, in addition to getting bus safety training and how to wash your hands and all those things, that they also get talked to about telling and standing up for themselves and knowing what's right and wrong. And these are issues that even our own parents don't talk to us about sometimes because they're awkward topics and we feel embarrassed by them. So today and tomorrow and on Thursday, we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to learn about this woman, Erin. And then next week, we're going to talk about some health and issues with how our bodies change. Some parents have asked that they do that at home and they didn't want to do it in school. You have the right to turn off your screen if you want to just listen and not have people see your face. That's fine. It's kind of an advantage of being on Zoom. Also, if we were in class, we'd be doing some activities. So you're going to see that the slideshow that we have talks about some activities where we get up and we act things out. I don't know if we're going to be doing many of the activities. partially because we have so much less time on Zoom that I just don't think we'll have time to go into any of it. But here's what I want to tell you. If any of this information makes you uncomfortable, or, well, all of it's going to make you uncomfortable because it's awkward to talk about. But if any of it makes you feel unsafe, or if you have anything you need to talk about, I have set the chat so that you can chat to me privately. We also have a counselor, and you can send me a note saying you want to contact the counselor, or you can contact the counselor directly, or ask to speak to somebody. Or you can talk to your parents about this. Your parents know it's happening. We've already contacted them and let them know. Okay? And if you have any questions, you can put them in chat and we can talk privately after. You can stay after Zoom and ask to talk to me privately. Go to a breakout room and wait till I have time to talk to you privately. All of that is fine. Okay? All right, you guys. So I'm going to share my screen right now. And I'm going to start just by showing you, because I thought it was kind of interesting to learn about this woman, Erin. So this is a real person. Her name is Erin Marin. And I'm just going to play a little bit of this because it's kind of long. Well, it's not that long, but I'm going to play a little bit of it. I'm going to stop my share for a minute and make sure that I did the share in the right way so that you can hear it. Nope. Okay. I always forget to do that. Okay. Can you see it?
Yep.
Here we go.
Yes.
Maybe here we go.
I want to go out there and help other people who carry the same shame, the same secrets that I did, and allow them to find their voice. That's why I created Erin's Law, requiring sexual abuse prevention education in our public schools, teaching kids the difference between safe touch, unsafe touch, safe secrets, unsafe secrets. Erin's Law has been passed now in 26 states and pending in 24. I've made it my life mission to get Erin's Law passed in every single state. I don't want another generation, another century of children to not be educated on this very important issue.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you who the person was who made this law. She quit her job and made it her job to teach kids about this because she thinks it was so unfair that she grew up with nobody telling her that she should have spoken up and should have told people what was going on in her life. So here is a slideshow. You have access to this if you want to talk about it with your parents. If your parents are like asking, what did you do in class today? And it's starting with lesson 1, which is the protect yourself rules. We're going to play a video called Protect Yourself, and we're going to start a discussion about abuse. Our goal is to bring abuse of all kinds out in the open and make it easy for kids to report it if it happens, or if you hear about it happening to a friend. By talking about abuse, we can recognize it and prevent it from ever happening. No one should ever feel like they have to keep abuse a secret. We all have rights for privacy and personal space. We have the right to protect ourselves if we need to. The best way for us to protect ourselves is to be aware and know what to do if someone makes us feel unsafe. That's why we're going to learn the Protect Ourselves rules. In the same way we have rules for emergencies, the Protect Yourself rules help us set boundaries, recognize unsafe situations, and know what to do to stay safe if they happen. We're going to watch videos with characters who use the Protect Yourself rules and then do activities to keep the discussion going. I also meant to mention that when we talk about these things, sometimes you're going to feel like you want to laugh or make a joke, but these are very serious issues and it's not a time to be funny. It's important that we learn about this because the truth is a very high percentage of children will experience some form of abuse, and it may not be you, but it might be a friend of yours. And you could learn to recognize what behaviors they might have and be able to ask them, hey, are you okay? Do you want to talk? And that you might help save somebody's life that way, which is very cool. So while we're talking about this, we're going to stay serious. We're not going to be silly. And we're going to just do our best to listen. So here are the Protect Yourself rules. Tell an adult, understand which is a safe or an unsafe touch, make smart choices. Doesn't matter who it is. 11% of abuse happens with somebody you know, a relative or a neighbor. Hitting is wrong, tell them to stop. So these are the things we're learning. And here's the first video. Come on, full screen. Can you guys hear and see it?
I've seen all these videos before.
Yeah, because
Hello, everyone.
Our
I'm Miss
school, we do it
Barker.
every year.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to talk about abuse. Abuse is something that many children live with, but is often kept a secret.
You're old enough now to talk openly about the kinds of touches that are unsafe and to make smart choices for your own safety. No one should ever touch you on a private part of your body or ask you to touch their private body parts. These are unsafe touches, and they are abuse. Understanding unsafe touches isn't easy. The truth is that abusers are most often friends or relatives, and abuse from trusted adults is very hard to talk about.
But we've got the power to stop it. I'm Darius, and this is Maya. Kids who've been abused might be scared or too embarrassed to talk about it, but we can't keep it a secret.
It's never your fault if someone touches you inappropriately. If you think you've been abused, you need to tell an adult, like a teacher or another family member.
We're here to share our stories about abuse and help show you that you can talk about it.
We also want you to remember that your body belongs to you. You have the power to say no and get help if someone has hurt or touched you, no matter who it is.
We use the Protect Yourself rules to recognize abuse and prevent it from ever happening again.
When we talk about a rule, it will pop up on screen. If you ever find yourself in situations like these in real life, you can remember these rules to stay safe.
Abuse is an awful thing, but we have the power to stop it. If you have something you don't feel comfortable talking about, then you need to talk about it.
Okay, escape the full screen and go back to our slideshow. Okay, so that was a pretty quick one. And then they talk about setting personal boundaries. They say, raise your hand, but you guys can write in the chat if being in a closed, confined space with a lot of people makes you uncomfortable. Why does it make you feel uncomfortable? And we feel more comfortable when people respect our personal space. We don't like getting pushed together in long lines or being touched unexpectedly. And some of us don't like to be real close to each other, being sandwiched between strangers. And right now, I think because of COVID, we're all feeling really uncomfortable being close to people. We know what interactions we like and what makes us uncomfortable. This is how we set personal boundaries. And that's why tell them to stop is a protect yourself rule. It reminds us that we have to enforce those boundaries. What are some ways we can let people know if they're making us uncomfortable? The most important protect yourself rule is to always tell an adult if someone makes you feel unsafe. Who can you tell if someone makes you feel unsafe at school? And actually right now, I'd like to ask you to, in the chat, type in who you could tell if you were in a situation where somebody made you feel unsafe while you're not at school. How could you get a hold of an adult? Okay, I see teachers, mom or dad, parent. Right. You could contact our school counselor, I see. Tell my neighbors that you trust. Absolutely. Yeah, great. A guardian, awesome. Good job, you guys. Unfortunately, many cases of abuse take place at home. Who can you tell if someone makes you feel unsafe at home? And I think you guys already mentioned some of the people that you can tell. And who can you tell if you're out in public? Let's say in Erin's case, she went to a birthday party when she was just 5 years old. And she was at the birthday party and somebody came into the room at night and bothered her and touched her inappropriately. So who could you tell if you were not at your home with your parents? Anybody have ideas? A trusted friend, a parent who was there, a chaperone. There's probably somebody there who you could go tell. Make noise, tell even your friends, right? I know they say to tell an adult, but if you told other people, a parent at the party, good. A waiter, a post office worker if you're out in public, or somebody in a store. Good. All right. We were going to play this little activity, but we're not going to do that. You were supposed to match each of these. So if you think someone has made you feel unsafe, and you need to get help right away, what should you do? Tell an adult. Touches to your private body are called unsafe touches. We're not going to do this matching activity. It's kind of silly. A word search, also pretty much for when you're first introduced to all of these privacy, power, trust, unsafe touches. And then in your own words, write down a short definition for each protect yourself rule. I'm not going to make you do that either. And this does get, it does get repetitive because you do these every year, but that's just so that everybody knows to be safe. Well, I can't see the first one on this. Can you guys see the first one? It just says scenario. Oh, here we go. You're at a neighborhood party with lots of other people. A neighbor that you know pretty well comes to talk to you, and as they do, they put your hand on your shoulder. They also muss your hair, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. How should you handle the situation? Go ahead and type in the chat what you would do. There's one really important word to learn, right? Tell them to stop.
I can't hear anyone.
Lulu, I understand that you can't hear, but I can't make you hear. I don't know how to fix that. So sorry. Sorry, we can't fix it. Here we go. I got to send that to Lulu. Okay, so I see tell them to stop. Yep, don't touch me, stop. No, I don't like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Speak up. In many, many cases, people who do this kind of thing are counting on you staying silent. They are counting on their victims being the kind of people who will not speak up. And if you speak up, it stops it generally, okay? A friend at school thinks it's okay to take your things without asking. You've been looking through your notebooks and backpack. How can you assert your right to privacy and let them know they're taking your personal space? Stay stop. Oh, let's see here. What would you do if people are getting into your stuff? Tell an adult, but you'd first tell them to stop, right? Report it, tell them to stop, go find an adult. Awesome, nice. That's always an issue. Every year at school, I have a student who gets into other students' things for some reason. So that's also something to remember, that as a student, I once had a kid who came into the room and we were having problems with theft. And she just came in to look for something that she had left in the room. But then that happened to be a day when something disappeared. And I said, you know, you need to keep yourself safe by not going into places alone where you could be accused of taking things, especially when things are disappearing. So keep yourself safe by staying out of the room when it's lunchtime or something. All right. This is the second lesson. It's called Secrets. We have 4 of these to do, so I'd like to get through 2 of them today. Also, that last one was pretty quick. In this video, Maya experiences an invasion of privacy and an unsafe touch from a peer. Maya struggles to talk about what happens because she feels it was partly her fault. And this is very common that when this happens, like right now, I'm sure you're all thinking, oh, this will never happen to me. But if it does happen, a lot of people feel like it was their fault, and it's never, never your fault. We have to remember that flirting is not permission to touch. It doesn't matter what we wear or how we act. No one has the right to invade our personal space. Just as no one can invade our personal space without permission, we do not have the right to touch others without their permission. I will tell you, when I was young, boys on the football team used to whack each other on the bottom all the time, and they thought that was funny. And nowadays, that is just not appropriate at all. And I'm sure it made people feel weird at the time. Oh, so here's our next video, Secrets. It's 3 minutes long.
Hi, I'm Maya. A couple weeks ago, someone I knew touched me on a private part of my body. It was hard to talk about what happened, but this is something none of us should ever keep secret. My friend Jess had a pool party and invited everyone from our class. Jess's parents were inside, and her older brother Roger was watching the party. I'd seen Roger around, and I thought he was pretty cool. I went into Jess's room to change, and then I got undressed. I heard a noise and turned, and Roger was in the room with me. He saw me changing. I was so embarrassed, but he tried to play it off like nothing had happened. He said he'd noticed me checking him out and that we should get to know each other. He started to touch me and I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. I'd thought Roger was a nice guy, but anybody that invades your privacy or tries to touch your private parts is a creep. Touching like that is not okay. You have to tell them no and get away. I took his hand away and said, "Don't touch me." He got mad and told me not to tell anyone about what happened. If I did, he said he'd tell everyone I was flirting with him. It felt gross to keep what Roger did a secret, but I didn't want people to think bad things about me. Girls and boys in our grade hang out together more, but there are boundaries for touching. So why did I feel like I'd done something wrong? Was it my fault for wearing a bathing suit? I felt confused and alone. I couldn't even talk to Jess, but I knew I had to tell someone. So I told my mom. I was nervous. What if she didn't believe me or freaked out? But that didn't happen. She listened and took what happened seriously. I was just glad to finally talk about it.
I'm sorry this happened, Maya, but you did the right thing. Touching someone on private parts of their body is abuse.
I kept thinking that it was my fault that Roger touched me. But even if someone thinks you're flirting with them, it doesn't give them permission to touch you.
That's right. It's never your fault if someone tries to touch you, no matter what you're wearing. If this does happen, you have to tell an adult you trust. I'm glad you remembered the rules, Maya, and knew how to protect yourself.
Thanks, Miss Barbara.
Okay. Back to our slideshow. Where is it? Yeah. All right, now that we've watched the video, it's time to talk about the lesson in depth. Everyone experiences their share of awkward social moments. And as you move into times when you are starting to have interactions with boys and girls, it can be hard to know if we're coming on too strong or being overbearing or just having fun. How can we use the protect yourself rules to be sure we never cross the line and make someone else feel uncomfortable or unsafe? So right now we're not talking about feeling uncomfortable. We're talking about making somebody else feel uncomfortable. Because we've all probably done something in our lives physically where you were trying to be funny, but the other person got mad at you, right? So how can we think about, does anybody have an idea? You can put it in the chat of something we can do to help make sure we don't make other people feel uncomfortable. Give them their personal space. Yep. And that's easier for some people than others. Some of us who are more impulsive, like I was kind of like a really physically, like I like to wrestle with my brothers, and I thought it was funny to, I don't know, do funny things like poke my friends. Think about how you would feel if somebody did that to you. Beautiful. Respect personal space. I think before we act is a hard one for me. If you're a kid who does things kind of fast, if you're used to wrestling with your brothers and sisters, really trying to think before you act is hard. Okay. And especially right now, I think what we're seeing is like a whole new set of rules about personal space, with like thinking about our airspace with where we're breathing because of COVID. So people are like stepping aside on the trail. Oh, good point. Notice their facial features and ask if you're making them uncomfortable. It's good. Asking permission is a really good one. No means no. If you ask, you know, you and your friend might like to hold hands, but you have to ask probably and say, hey, do you want to hold hands and run down the beach? All right. When does flirting or playful touching become an invasion of personal space? Anybody have any feedback for that one? I mean, I would honestly say that the times that I think I really invaded people's personal space is when I either, yeah, got too close but hurt somebody, like my poking was too hard. Even with my husband now, sometimes I'll be joking around and punch him in the arm or something light. I think it's light, but he's like, ow, that really hurt. So being careful we're not being too aggressive. If you touch private spaces, which is where bathing suits cover, absolutely. Good. If, oh, let's see, an unsafe touch is any touch to a private body part. Unsafe touches are against the law, and minors can never give permission for others to touch them there, even to people their own age. How can we use the protect yourself rules to prevent or react to unsafe touches? So this is an interesting one. Even if you were to feel like you loved another person or liked them as a child, it is never okay to have that kind of a relationship with someone. A physical relationship. But you can cuddle your parents. I mean, that's fine, right? Tell an adult, stop hanging out with that person. Try to avoid times when you would be alone with them. Those are great ideas, you guys. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, the first thing you should do is tell them clearly to stop. Make them understand they are crossing the line. Now, a lot of these abusers are very skilled at trying to threaten and tell you that if you tell people something bad is going to happen. That is simply untrue. They might say, I'm going to ruin your reputation or something, but most of the time, if you tell right away, it's going to stop it. Pretend you're alone with someone and they're uncomfortably close to you, even touching you without permission. And right now, I think one good thing is since you're muted, you can all practice this out loud. First of all, practice saying stop, because it is hard to say it. Everybody just go ahead and shout it out right now. No, stop.
No, stop.
If you're still muted, you guys can keep muted. You don't have to unmute. All right, good job. Don't touch me, back away. All those kind of strong things are really good. Oops, sorry, I went too far. Where did we go? There we go. What are some other ways to get away? I saw tell an adult, if you have a cell phone, call somebody and just say, you need to come pick me up now, Mom. What are other ways that Maya could have dealt with Roger after it happened in the video? She didn't really tell, did she? She was too embarrassed, and she was worried about what he said about ruining her reputation. Run away, tell someone you trust. Touching someone without permission or touching them on a private body part is a serious crime with real consequences. And this has become a much bigger deal. It is simply no longer acceptable for people to be touching each other on private body parts. And if it happens at school, it is approached like a crime. And so if you accidentally hit somebody out at soccer or something in a private body part, you need to apologize, make a really big deal, and maybe go tell an adult, hey, this just happened. It was an accident. I didn't mean it, to protect yourself. Because if somebody says you touched them on a private body part, even if it was an accident, you can kind of get in trouble, especially if you lie about it. So never lie. Like if you accidentally hit somebody there, you need to tell and make yourself protected. Use self-defense. Good, Em. Okay. Let them know they're committing a crime. Hey, I will tell. And no, that won't happen. You're wrong. All right. So this was our activity that we were going to do, is get into groups. We were going to act out these scenarios. Obviously, that's a little bit hard to do here. But right now, just think about these scenarios. If a student at school invades another student's privacy and you see it happen, what could you do? If a student lets you know that a relative, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin has touched them in a way that makes them uncomfortable, how can you help your friend know what to do? What if an adult shows you an inappropriate video on their phone? And here's another good thing to bring about is It doesn't have to be an adult. It could be another student at school. And that has happened in my classroom during class. We simply can't block everything. So there are times in class when students have brought up inappropriate things in class and students have seen it. And I will say students have been very good about telling me. A student grabs another student on a private body part as a joke. Oops. This thing is so touchy. A stranger asks a student for their phone number. And this is something we usually have a digital safety class in library, and we didn't do that this year, but you should never, ever, ever give out your information. I actually don't like it when kids play games with strangers online. I just don't think it's very safe. But some students do it. I know that some of these games, it's super easy to be playing a game with a stranger. You need to be careful. This is a huge one, happens every year. A student repeatedly grabs or pulls another student's hair. It often happens when girls have long, pretty hair that people think it's okay to touch it. When is it okay to touch another student's hair? When would you want a student to touch your hair?
Never.
Yeah, but it happens, doesn't it? Or as you get older and you start to go to parties, there are lots of games that are like strip poker, where if you lose, you're supposed to take off an article of clothing. You need to be prepared, even if it's your good friend who says, it's fun, come on. You need to prepare to stand up for yourself. Okay. Think about why it's important to set personal boundaries. Can flirting ever be permission to touch while you're a child? Imagine that you're in a room with someone who's making you feel uncomfortable. Think of 5 ways to get them to stop. All right, and the next one is lesson 3. So we are going to stop there for today. I know that's kind of quick. I will look through the chat and see if I have any questions. If anyone wants to talk to me, you can come back and ask too. But what we're going to do now is we are going to split into our groups. Some groups are practicing for the talent show. Remember that we have to have all of our videos in by the end of the month. I know there's a group that wants to videotape today. So you guys, if you give me like 10 or 15 minutes to make sure I've answered all questions first, then I'll come to you in your group and
Perfect, Miss Laws, because we're gonna practice like one more time just to make sure we're.
let me know.
I also need to change into my costume. I kind of forgot that today was the recording day.
Okay, well then we won't record today. So here are the groups that I'm going to set up. Room 1 is going to be Jaden. I don't know if we have Deckard today. Do we? I don't see him. Jaden, are you still here or did you take off? I might have taken off. Okay, so I was going to make room 1 Jaden and Deckard, but I don't have to do that now because they're not here. Room 2 is going to be Em and Subi and those guys, Gagan and Gracie. Room 3, the ad kids, the kids who are making the ads for between the performances. Room 4, the new animation group, although I have to tell you that Alma's on vacation for 3 days, and I think she was a big part of that. But you guys can meet and talk about what you're going to do. And then rooms 5 and 6 are free, so go there if you want to. And room 1 is free. And I'll be in the main room if anybody has any questions. I'll be looking, and if you go to, like, if you had a question and you put it in the chat right now saying, Ms. Laws, I'd like to check in with you, I can come to room 5 or 6 and meet with you there. Okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful day.
Bye. Let's go to.
Oh, did I close? I think I closed the breakout rooms. Are they open? There we go. Open all rooms. There we go. I just opened them.
Lily, let's go to the advertisements.
That's room 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Looking for questions. You guys who are here with me have a question, or did you want to talk to me in private? Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Joey, did you have a question? Or want to
Yeah.
talk?
Yeah.
Did you want privacy?
I mean, not really, but
Okay. Go ahead then.
so in OBOB, what happened because there was some unexpected thing I had to do?
Yeah. So your team was eliminated, but they did miss you that day. So they were eliminated, and actually both our teams are done with OBOB now. So we're both out. But it was fun. And now the teams that are left are one 4th grade team, that's Ms. Nordstrom's team. Actually, there's 3 4th grade teams still in it. So the team that's won everything, and then 2 teams that have lost one time who are going to have a battle today. And whoever wins that battle will go against the other 4th grade team on Wednesday. And then whoever wins that battle, actually, we're down to a 3rd grade team who's still in. The same one that beat you guys the first time, Akash. They're still in it, the Book Dragons.
No, I thought those were the reading avocados.
It's the Book Dragons. So the Book Dragons are still in it. They're 3rd grade. The Quarantine, Ms. Nordstrom's team is still in it. They're going to battle today. And whoever wins that is going to go against the Reading Duck Dragons, which is Miss Kingsford's 4th grade team.
Miss Loss,
with the 3rd grade team winning the 4th grade division.
Miss Loss, which breakout room is the one that the new animation club is?
4. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's in there today, but yeah.
Okay, well, bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, sweetie. Hey, Adrian. Oh. Hey, did you get kicked out?
No, my filter for the play is on this iPad.
So head to your room 2.
Yeah.
All right, Adrian, I think we're alone. Hi, sweetie. You're muted. Are you unmuting? Are you there? Adrian, what are you doing? Are you typing? I don't see typing. Adrian, can you hear me? Okay, I'm just going to send you a note. Adrian, I'm very confused. Can you hear me? I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? Adrian, what are you doing?
Sorry.
What's going on? I'm just like, you're staring there and you're smiling and I'm like, what is happening?
Sorry, I was reading a book on Epic because I was looking at
Oh,
I was trying to find a book to read on Epic for the book club thing that we're
you
doing.
had something over the screen so you didn't see me there.
Yeah, so I
Adrian's
was looking at
kind of laughing, but I don't know what she's doing. Okay. Well, the kids are in breakout rooms right now.
Okay, well I gotta go, so.
Okay. Bye, sweetie. Hey, I did
Bye.
send you a message. I listened to your singing today. So I
Yeah.
thought that was beautiful. I like the singing version, but it's up to you which one you want to do. Okay.
I'm just gonna keep it at the singing one.
Yay. Yay. Okay, great.
Bye.
Bye. I really want to find parts. Oh, there's gone. Hi, Gagan. Did you want to go with Elijah? Oh,
No, I'm in the talent show group with.
okay, room 2.
And have this like grayish white.
Did you guys have a question?
No,
Why did Gagan ask for help?
Gagan, we're gonna
We're
practice.
gonna record now.
Okay.
No, we're gonna practice one.
I think
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
practice one time.
Okay. All right. We got through 1 and 2. It was fine. I think Jaden left. Okay. I don't want to just be. I'm going to go to. It'll just go to her private. Yeah. Should not. Where is she? Hi, Ryan. Tell her to contact him. It isn't mine. No. Hey, you. You need to contact Ryan. That message that I sent out last week about the battles this week, did you not forward that to him? Because he wrote to us wanting to know the schedule. Bryn, isn't he's not your parent? I wonder what team he's on. Because I didn't send it to everybody. I sent it to the teachers and told it to forward them to their parents. But we also went over it with the teams. And I want to know which team he is. So let me look and find him. Because I know his name. So let's see which team he's with. There's only a few teams left. I don't think he's the little kids. So that's not until, Willa's team isn't until, well, they're Wednesday, right? Oh, and they weren't there because they weren't at that thing. Okay. So it must be, still not seeing. What's the name of their team that's gonna battle? Is the Reading Duck Dragons, right? Reading Duck Dragons. Where are they? Duck Dragons. Sunny Lee and Ryan Bryn. He's the Reading Duck Dragons. Yep. All right. Thanks, Willa, for throwing us under the bus by not forwarding it. I'll just forward it to him. Okay. I'll say, oh, your teacher was supposed to forward this to you last week. It went fine. You know, I didn't do any of the activities. I had the kids muted and I asked them the questions and had them just respond in the chat. Yeah, so it went really fast. I did 2 lessons. How about you? No, what did it say? Why? Yeah. Nobody will come. Okay, whatever. I really tried to rally my kids today and I said, this is your last Florida virtual language arts unit that you're going to have to do this year. Because it is the last one they're doing. And so hopefully they can do it. Anyway. Yeah, is it 11? The one with the fiction, the superhero story? Okay. Good. Yeah. 12. Are you doing 12? Yeah. It has the boy touching her at the pool party. It all went fine. The kids said they had seen these before, which I thought was interesting because I thought these were different. The 4th grade I thought was different than the 2nd grade. I wouldn't have thought they would have seen them last year, but maybe their school did it early. I don't know. Anyway, the kids were good. I looked through the chat and I did find a comment from one kid that said, what about if it's parent? So I wrote her a private mail. I chose to use Outlook because I thought, I don't think the parents see the kids' Outlook as much as they can see. I think they can see the kids' Canvas messages, can't they? I mean, that would be a good thing to know. So I just wrote to her and I said, you know, I explained what to do if it's a parent. I said, this is probably the hardest thing of all. And one of the things parents will say to you is that if you report it, you're going to be taken away from them. And you will never be taken away from a safe parent. You know, because the truth is, the minute you say it, they do take you away from your family. And I said, let me know if you or anyone else is experiencing this. And I just left it like that. I don't know. It's a little weird, huh? I actually kind of like teaching it this way because the kids can turn off their screens. They can just sit and listen. Nobody left, which I thought was interesting. Because it's kind of boring. I mean, some of it's kind of boring. Oh, somebody's here. Let me see what.
Miss Laws, can you put the chat to everyone?
Sure. What are you guys doing? Are you working on your?
Yeah.
What's yeah mean? You're not playing a video game, are you, Akash?
No, I'm actually not.
Okay, I'm actually not. You mean this time you're not lying to me?
This time I'm not lying to me. This time I'm not lying to you. I'm actually on Wii Video right now. So.
Okay, you're making a video. Okay, here you go. Chat, and we'll set it to everyone. Okay, you got it.
Okay, let's go back to our room.
Yeah. Yeah, it was easy. So they are in that weird colored thing. So when you go to, are you on Great Body Shop? No, that's it. That's it. They're all there. The thing that I don't like about Great Body Shop is the alignment. So they don't have all that stuff in it. It's in the appendix or whatever. It's like you have to go to the end to find all those extra things. But how many of the extra things are we actually even doing? I mean, I'll take a look at them. Okay. Did you, and where did you get that slideshow from? The CDL site? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've got that on my. And then we're doing activity 18 and activity 19 and activity 20 because we're skipping the backpack, you know, that one. So I was thinking down the activities, but they're in the very back. Yeah, so because when I was, remember during the class, because I'm such a spaz, I'm always like going ahead 3 steps. And I found like that picture of the girl and all that stuff at the back. I was like, whoa. So yeah. But mine actually, once I activated it, looks a little different. So I hope it didn't. Self-care responsibility chart, assertive communication skills. It looks like they have links to them at the bottom of the first page. That's interesting. And they're live links. I'm in right now and I have, let me get to the, where's the comprehensive distance learning? Does it identify which ones we have to do? Fourth grade. Where does it say it on the slideshow? Day of silence. Yeah. What is the day of silence? Student-led demonstration algebra. It's a while ago. Okay, where is this? Erin's Law, here we go. Health at a glance, unit 7, stay drug free, unit 8, unit 1. Oh, here they put links in to everything. Wow. What is all this? Community safety, Great Body Shop. So human sexuality, here it is. Be cool, keep clean. Well, yeah, but now they have links to all the videos right on, or I don't even know what these are. What happens if I link it? Does it actually take me into Great Body Shop? Oh, they've put it. Did you see that from CDL? No. They've actually made a slideshow of it. They've got grade 4. I've never seen this before. Grade 4, unit 6, human sexuality, table of contents. Let's see what they did here. Oh no, this, I think I have seen this table, but what is this all? So I'm looking at it, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, activity 10, activity 18, activity 19, activity 20. None of which say optional right there, which is interesting. So lesson 1 is hormones and body changes. Does it have, but you're wondering about how to get to the activity. Slide 14, let's see. Well, let's just look. I just went to this one activity. So activity 10, optional. Materials needed, reproductive anatomy, optional section. Oh, that's the optional one. So let me see if I click on her link, if it takes me right there. It sure does. They've got it all linked into these slideshows now. I think these are new. So it's all here. So here's activity 18. Refer to slide 7 and the health education guide to support teaching human sexuality. Reinforcement activities are located at the end of the unit after the 4 lessons. Yeah, so I did find it there. Alternative lessons for students opting out. Oh, this is where they are. Okay, so if they opt out, I'm supposed to send this to them. So I guess I'm just gonna post. How do you just use? I know, but by law, we're supposed to provide them with this. So I'm just posting it for kids who aren't, and I'm just posting it right in my agenda. If you're unable to make our Zoom today, here are the alternative lessons. I'm just going to post them. But how do I post just one slide like this? Do I save the slide? Can you save a slide? It's what only? View only? Well, that's okay, but they can view it. But how do I share just one slide? Share. No, it's the whole slideshow. How do you get just one slide? because I don't want them to have everything. I just want this. If a student attending hybrid has been opted out, the administrator is responsible for identifying the staff member supervising the alternative lessons. These are seesaw lessons. I don't know how we provide this. Well, they all do have access to seesaw, don't they? I know. Okay. Well, nobody's going to bother with it anyway. Okay. All right. Well, so 18 again. What does it even say what 18 is? Talking about sensitive issues with the trusted. Isn't that what we're doing right now? We're doing that right now. I don't think we need to do 18. 19. Oh, 19 is the gender one. Okay, so now let me see if I can find that. Great Body Shop. Lesson 4, reinforcement activities. So over on the left, it says reinforcement activities. There's 1, 2, let me get to, what one did they say this one is? There they are. 18. Here's 18. Oh no, that says talking about sensitive issues with a trusted adult. Model the rainbow using the Great Body Shop. Here's the rainbow. Me, mom and dad, grandpa. Okay, that's dumb. 19, gender identity. Do you think it's easier to be a male or a female, and why? That's going to be really interesting. Let's talk more specifically about characteristics of people. We're going to brainstorm 3 lists of characteristics that you think are typically male or typically female. On this chart, list what you think are male and female characteristics. This could include physical traits. Males, oh, here we go. Student responses may be, males have a penis and scrotum. I don't think they're going to say that. Now explain, now we have time for discussion. I think these guys want me to come record in their room. I got to go. All right, well, it's right there. So on the left, you'll see the guide and then the lessons and then the reinforcement activities. You know, I just logged in and it took me right there. So I don't know where I went. Sorry. Okay, I got to go. Bye. Yeah. Okay.
Look yesterday.
Hello, Dawn. Are you ready?
Okay, we're ready. Yeah, but Miss Laws, if it's possible,
Record.
if it's possible, can you, Miss Laws, I have 2 questions. Can we change our name? Because
Yes.
it's like we're,
You should be able to.
yeah, and then 2, can you make it so it says hide non-video participants?
Yeah, I just hid myself. I can hide my self view.
No,
Why do you want it so that you, oh, you want it so you guys disappear when you're not on there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know you have to mute your screen. Try it right now. Try it right now. I want to see if it worked what I just did. Nope, it didn't work. Okay, so let me fix that.
So, maybe this was
You go to more, then you go to meeting settings, and you go to show non-video participants, and then
Miss Laws, actually, for one of the parts, I have the song, which Gracie is supposed to do. So I tried it out, and on speaker view, it shows you like double the times, but it doesn't show anybody else. So I think that would work for us.
Well, normally I can do it. I'm having trouble finding it in the breakout room. Can you guys find it in there right now? Because mine gives me hide self view, but it doesn't give me the other option, which normally I can just go to view and it'll say hide non-video.
If you go to more, and
I went to more, and the only thing that pops out in more is breakout rooms.
Oh, but there should be something that says meeting settings.
I think you guys might have to come back to the main room if you want me to do that.
Hey guys, I know what to do. So you have to go to video, and then on meetings it will say hide non-video participants.
Video settings. Okay.
No, video settings. Hide non-video participants.
Always display. Always show video. FaceTime camera. Maximum participants. Ooh, that's cool.
But we're gonna have to do it on speaker view because sometimes when somebody else's video's on, our audio is just listening for like the mysterious voices.
You know, honestly, it's not giving me that option. It normally does, but I think it's because I'm managing the breakout rooms.
then should we go to the main room?
Oh, no, I found it. Hide non-video participants. Okay, got it. So let me turn off my screen. Okay.
Yeah, we can't see you.
Sorry?
Can you do it on speaker view? Because I tried this and on gallery view it showed the person whose mic was on, even though their video was off.
Guys, I have to go like
Well,
very
I think that's speaker view, sweetie. If it's on speaker view, that's what it does.
Okay then.
Did you say you have to go right now?
No, I have to go in like 2 minutes or so.
Okay, are you guys ready to give it a try?
Yes.
Okay, wait, let me stop the